If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and do that now.
And if you like this video, go ahead and like it. This is Ask John and April, where we answer your questions, and today's topic, cougars. Today's question comes from our episode on
Lori Harvey and Diddy.
We got a few questions and comments about older women dating younger men.
Here's a question from Steve in Maryland. You guys spoke about older men dating younger women, but what about the reverse? Are you comfortable with women dating younger men?
That's a good question, Steve. That's funny because the reality is it does make me feel different somehow. For some reason, when I think of an older man and a younger woman, if the man's too old, it makes me uncomfortable. But when an older woman dates a younger man, it's like she's cool. She got her groove back. She did something amazing.
Right, we kind of prop the women for being able to go get a younger man. It's like, ooh, you a cougar girl. Ooh, Stella got her groove back.
Exactly. So for some reason, culturally, it's acceptable for a woman to be older with a younger man, and when a man is older dating a younger woman, it feels like it's superficial. Maybe he just cares about her looks. For some reason, it just has a negative connotation, and I don't know that it's necessarily fair. It just, for some reason, feels that way.
Right. I don't think it is fair because when we look at it for a woman, we're like, oh man, she is going to get her a younger man. She's got it. You know, we compliment her. We say she's a cougar. So I think that you're right, that there is a double standard there because women who do it, they are like getting their mojo back.
Right.
But a man who does it, it's more like you said, superficial, or why does he want a younger woman? You know, we question it, or we look at it like, what are his reasons?
Right.
You know.
I wonder if it has to do with our perception of power. Maybe we automatically assume that a man has more power than a woman, and so because of that, he must be taking advantage of this younger woman. And when a woman does it, it's like, okay, good, she's powerful, and that's a positive thing.
I think you would say that with the whole 30-year gap.
Yes, true.
You know, if it's 10 years, you know, maybe not.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But like 30 years?
Yeah.
Then, you know, that's when you're like, or 27, which is what we talked about in the last episode.
Right.
That makes you feel a little bit like, what's the reason?
Right.
You know?
I don't know that I've ever seen a 30-year gap where a woman is 30 years older than the man. I don't know if I've seen that before. The biggest example I can think of is Nick Cannon and Mariah Carey, and I think they're only about 11 years apart.
Which was a big deal. And
it was a big deal.
We're like, wow, you know, look at her. If there was a 30-year gap where the woman was older, I don't think that it would be, ooh, she got her groove back.
I agree with you.
I think it would be like,
what is that about?
Right.
You know, I just think when you're talking 27 years, when you're talking that huge, 20 or more, I mean, that's such a big gap. I think anybody's gonna look at it and say, oh man, that's a little much.
You're not sure there is really a double standard here with a gap that big. When we're talking about 27 years, like in the case with Lori Harvey and Diddy, if there was a reverse situation and Lori Harvey was 27 years older than Diddy, oh, that's a weird thought. You're right, though. I do think that would be the same. I think we would have the same thoughts about it because it's probably, in my opinion, it's the gap.
It's the gap.
Yeah.
A lot of people were commenting saying they felt like 15 years is their max, or 10 years is their max.
Right.
Because 27, 30, that's just a lot.
Right.
You know,
that's a lot. I think it's a lot under any circumstance.
You know.
So what you're also saying, though, is you don't think a woman would actually be able to get away with that 30-year gap, or even be in a situation like that. Men are in those kind of situations all the time, and every time it feels wrong.
No judgment.
Right.
You know,
None.
I feel like there can be love with those gaps.
Yes.
I mean, it's just a little weird. Just a little cringy.
Yeah. So to answer your question, we do recognize that there is a double standard. For some reason, it feels positive when an older woman dates a younger man, but we also acknowledge a 30-year gap is a 30-year gap. And whether it's man or woman, it makes us uncomfortable. Hey, sue us. Someone also made a comment saying that I never mentioned anything about myself dating a younger woman. Now, what's funny about that is April does look like she's about 10 years younger than me, though it's not true. So just so you know, I'm dating a woman that's actually my age. And I said dating on purpose, because even though she's my wife, she's my girlfriend. I still got it.
I am younger than him though.
By 4 months.
Why you gotta tell it?
4 months.
4 years.
That's not true. It's 4 months.
4 years.
We'll see you next time.
All right, bye.
Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Also hit that notification bell to be notified about our next episode.
See you next time.
Bye.